I'm back. I was just tired yesterday to come on here again, but I'm getting rid of the box and I guess this seems to be working out better, so I guess we'll leave it like this. But anyways, the day was exhausting. Let's put that name. Different. I like this one. Just yeah, here. I like it. I got more camera problems than anything. It takes me like a million years to go anywhere. But, anyways, today was just exhausting. It's like people just talk nonsense all day. And I swear, it's like the favoritism where I work. I've been there like 10 years and I can handle work, but the ones that can't handle work and kind of went up the ladder without working just drive me crazy. I don't know, they just aggravate me. The one had a back injury, so she has a problem with holding a box. So, hey, I've been. Oh, oh, okay. What's your update? I got a return customer. This doesn't always happen to me. I'm usually not very popular. In fact, my work friends, I think, pretty much hate me. They're just crazy today. I cannot wait to get another job. It'll be $3 more and less drama. I mean, I would take $3 less to have less drama at this point. I feel like the DON's personal shower assistant. So, go. So, it's kind of nice not to have to be in that mode. Work mode's so stressful. It's way too much. They're trying to kill me. Alright, she texted you back, accountably for breakdown, and said it was her fault. Well, that's good. I text back and told her it was okay and that I understand that she wanted to go back and work me. Well, good. You established dominance. This is good. You got to get ground rules. I've had a lot of difficult relationships in my day with a lot of men that thought they were powerful and they really were not. But you have to have ground rules. If you did not have ground rules in a relationship, you lose everything and you're gaining ground rules. Oh, don't block her. Just see what she does. Lure her in like fishing. I like to think of it like fishing. Here. This is exciting. You can have some good revenge and maybe have her act better. She's ignoring me. Okay. Well, the thing is if you block somebody, you show them you blocked her already. Oh, well, I mean, do you want to talk to her or just make hurt her feelings? I guess at this point, I like to apparently hurt people's feelings because at work everybody got butt hurt. It's what result you want. If you want revenge, there's certain things you could do that would be fun. and it would give personal torment, but it wouldn't end well, and she may not get back together with you. She's just toying with you. You just gotta think of it like war almost. I think of a lot. I was raised by a Vietnam vet, so this is just mental games. If she's sleeping with you from time to time, she's just toying with you. Oh, you don't want to hurt her feelings. It's so much fun when you do when that happens, but it's horrible. You just want her to talk to you. If you want to get attention in a positive way, there is the fun revenge way, but it's okay. I'll give you the way that will lure her towards you. I would unblock her, and I would send her a friendly text saying, just say, I blocked you and it was immature of me. Just say something really smart so you can't say that you're open both ways. Well, if you want to do that, I would just literally just unblock her and text her and just be like, it was being immature. I'm sorry. And just take it at like a literal perspective and just feed off her feelings. The more angry she gets about the stuff you do, that spikes emotion. And you only get angry at things because things you like was taken from you. So that's what I would do, and just let her know you're there. And maybe, she's probably going to be angry, which is good. But if you take I will in a second. But if you take that approach, I believe that it'll work out to your advantage more, but not too much. If just don't be so direct. Just be like, "Hey, I didn't mean to block you" or something. But don't make it too personal and just see, and you got to feed off the energy. That's what I would do. If you want to do it the nice way. But the unnice way is so much more fun. So, trying to understand and listen to her. I explained it was a serious message and she ignored me. What made me mad? Well, yeah, she's really not ignoring you. She's toying with you. And that's what deceitful people do. And but you don't want her to know that it bothers you. The less it bothers you, it's going to confuse her. And she's going to seep out the truth. You got to literally just put your feelings aside to look for the truth. And you got to look her straight in the eye and just feed on everything and make sure you get every detail of how she's reacting. So, okay, I'm here. I'm almost done. He has a love situation where a girl's just messing with his head. But I would start with that. But don't act too needy. If you act too needy, it's not going to come off good. So, that's what I would do. That'd be my suggestion. All right, I got my cards out. I'm ready for the reading, Ruby. Hello. How are you? I have sometimes horrible love advice. This is why I don't like to give them. Sometimes, I just don't like deceitful people. And I ran a lot of people away. Oh, you're fine. There's nothing. But if you wanted a reading, let me know. I got cards out. But yeah, deceitful people or people that have a secret they're not telling you, and when they're not telling you the truth, they're always very skeptical. So, oh, well, you could just put your question in there. I got the cards ready for you. Will my salary increase this year? All right. Well, hang on. Let me get Ruby done. All right. You want an energy reading? You want to kind of know, I don't know if you're going to get positive or good energy, or you want to know the energy that's circulating around you? Because that's a broad question. Because everything you have is energy, even when you eat. It's just energy you digest. So, alright, so you want to know the energy around you. Alright, the energy around you, you got full moon in Pisces. It's a mix. When you're in Pisces, you can get mixes of different kinds of energy, so you just got to be careful. Whoever's around you is like wishy-washy, but they don't have the most horrible intentions, but they sometimes can spiral. So at least you know ahead now. So someone you fully trust is not fully trustworthy. I feel it's maybe somebody you work with or do some kind of business with. It has nothing to do with sex or nothing, or relationship. It's something that you have with somebody that you're friends with, but it has something to do with money. Those relationships always have a different kind of energy. They're always like a harmony and balance because you don't feel one way or the other. But with love and hate, you know that one hate emotion is going to feel like you're all nauseated. And then the loved one, you're going to feel like it's like you're floating on the clouds of mushrooms and all that good fun stuff. But when you're meeting in the middle, it's always with somebody you're dealing with that's indecisive. So, indecisive people, you just kind of got to center your energy, and they're usually jealous about something. You got to keep that in mind too. Jealousy spikes these kind of things. And I'll do yours. Will you get a salary increase in this year? All right, I got new moon in Gemini. You will if you do talk to the proper people and get the proper paperwork. All your paperwork's not in order for the salary increase. So just make sure all your ducks are in a row and just double check your app everything, so they might have forgot something. So, but it will be there if you double check all of your stuff and finances and whatever paperwork you need. It's going to be a paperwork thing. So, but you should get it. All right. Yeah, you can ask what is here. What to expect in love this summer. All right. All right. Well, you got a new moon and Libra for that. And it's a new romantic cycle. So, a potential crush that may turn into something maybe interesting, like a new beginning. New beginnings are nice. You don't have the baggage of the past. So, but it looks very good for you. And hang on, and I got the salary increase. Okay. No, you. Oh, I'm done. It would be new. When you get that kind of energy, it's with somebody new with no baggage. So maybe it'll be a nice romantic, I don't know, sexy person for you. So, but yeah, I think Ruby or Rube. All right, hang on. Ah, I don't know. I just see. You could put your question anytime, Rube. Anyways, I'm seeing somebody with dark hair, a little muscular, but not like, I don't know, not like an Adonis or God, but muscular and nice, like olive skin, but handsome. So I would just live your life. All right. Oh, I did that one. It's your salary is going to increase, but it's going to be so much your paperwork that holds it back. So check your paperwork, or just make sure the paperwork's in order. But it is going to increase, but not like a huge amount, but a decent amount. All right. Will Joy find a way to contact me if I keep her blocked? I don't know. It would be kind of harder to get a hold of you, I would think. So, I mean, does she talk to you on social media, like Facebook? I mean, all my friends seem to find me on Facebook all the time, but I'm always over there doing a bunch of crap all the time with the hello Chongs, and I got lots going on. But maybe she has a Facebook. I don't know. I would go. I mean, some people Facebook stalk, so I will be in a relationship in this year. All right, so you want to know. Oh, well, then I guess keep her blocked and maybe just hit her up on social media like Facebook Messenger or something. You can always block someone on Facebook Messenger eventually, but if there's a lot of people that will call me like that because I'm always busy. So just see, I guess maybe start just Facebook Messenger if you wanted to and just see kind of what happens. And maybe you can lurk her Facebook like a bunch of people do. You know, she has a private Facebook. There's pictures that she might not want you to see if it's open. You don't do our number. All right. Well, I'm just saying if you want to keep her blocked. So that's what I'm talking about. She would have to have somebody get a hold of you. I mean, I don't know if you guys talked before that. I usually was friends with people for a long time before I was with people. So I don't know the circumstances, but it seems you want to talk to her. So I would just unblock her and just say, I would do one text and just let it go and see what happens. All right. Let me get your question. All right. Would you be in a relationship this year? All right. You got the waxing moon. Your energy towards the soulmate you want isn't at full circle. It's like going around, but it's getting there. So, I mean, I would just not to try to think about it. But when you get these kind of cards, it could be like 6 months to you're like have like a spiritual connection to somebody. And I sense you're getting a spiritual connection of some sort. So it's going to be somebody nice that compliments you. So it's looking good for you. And good luck. All right. You want to know if you meet be this summer. Has he tried to contact you at all? Because remember, because wasn't before where he moved or something and you didn't know where his house was, or am I thinking of someone else? But let me do a thing here. I sometimes remember bits and pieces of everybody's stories, but I try to, usually I have a good memory. All right, you got a new moon in Cancer. This is like a safe card. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So 2 weeks ago, you had last contact. Okay, well, that's not bad. I mean, people do get busy, but I think it's going to take him time, honestly, because I mean, I feel like he's going through, like, I don't want to call it a midlife crisis, but those kind of times in your life where you're just tired of life and you're just kind of, I don't know, just beside yourself about things. So you just kind of sometimes take a year off. I've done this before. But I feel like he's in one of those phases in his life. So I would kind of, if you really, it seems like you love him a lot, I would kind of maybe, just kind of keep it going. So, I mean, I'm feeling that from him, but I feel like he gives off the wrong vibes that he really means, which could be a problem in a relationship. Because he's going to give off vibes to the wrong people that he's interested in them when he's not. So, but we'll see what they hear. I'm still going to do the reading too. But sometimes I get bits and pieces of information. So, but I guess the outcome, you got new moon in Sagittarius for this. And it's a luck card. Because the new moon in Sagittarius is where it usually sat in the sky, the pharaohs and all the pharaoh priests and stuff in ancient Egypt. When they got this card, it was said in ancient Egypt, honestly, that this is kind of when lost love would come about. It's just like it's thousands of year old, the saying, but I mean, with this kind of card, it means whatever cycle you have, good or bad, both cycles come together eventually. So I think the outcome will be good. It's just he's going to come across as a little bit of an ass. I'm not feeling anybody else in his life. I just feel like he got a lot of self involvement and he just got a lot of stuff he has to sort through. That's what I'm picking up. I mean, everybody goes through it, and sometimes it's better to go through some things alone. I mean, if you guys, it depends. Like, sometimes when you're married going through this, when there's kids involved, it's kind of harder to just up and go. But sometimes if you don't have kids together, this happens. Honestly, I mean, just, I would just kind of just live my life, and if something comes along, just be open to it. You can't sit there and just wait around for someone that's giving you absolutely no kind of love or anything. Because there's a lot of men in the world, and it's easy for a girl to get a guy. It's harder for a guy to get a girl. And it's the God honest truth. I've heard that from my sons. I heard it from my husband. I've heard it from a lot of people. I mean, you could always. I've been just experimenting with braids and different stuff like this. Is I did this myself, and then I put some ponytails. A lot of people have been interested in my little hairstyles, but just reinvent yourself and start doing things you're passionate about, and just move on and see where life takes you. And honestly, maybe being by yourself for a while might not be bad. I liked being by myself for a year. I don't think there's anyone else. He don't have a girlfriend. I do sense that he's having sex with somebody. I mean, I don't know when it was. I don't know when your end date and all that was, but he always kind of here and there had an on and off thing. I do sense that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he just seems like he's confused, and I heard that when guys don't get it for a while, or they just are in a weird state in their mind, they do things like this. They cheat. Or sometimes they just say that they don't want to be with you, and this is what they do. I don't feel she's pregnant. Maybe her period maybe was late, but I don't feel life. Maybe, I mean, she's over dramatic. She's a drama llama. I get that. I don't think that me and this girl could be friends. It might get to the point where I'd rather actually be at work and deal with some of those guys. So I think you're okay. I would just kind of move on. I would just, I mean, I've been there. I think he's undecided and he's just kind of doing his thing. But I've been on the receiving end of this before. And I had a kid with him, so it was like it was my oldest son's father. And he does well by him now and does what he needs to do, but it was a rocky relationship. We could be back and forth, and I got pregnant, and he ended up leaving me eventually, and it kind of prolonged the inevitable, and I kind of wish I didn't get so involved when the first time he tried it, because when I met his wife for the first time, it wasn't pretty. So, yeah, he's gonna try to come back again, but I mean, I guess it the answer is how much is he going to actually mean it or not. It's, you don't know if he's lying to you or not at this point. And there's a lot to account for. But I guess it depends on your faith in each other, and I guess I would maybe try to check it out if there's any way you could do that. Maybe don't go stalking them, but really try. I don't feel he is, but some people are like that. I mean, I have friends that are guys, friends that are girls, and some girls have that practice where they just see one guy every once in a while. Girl and guys do it with girls every once in a while. I mean, I don't approve of it. I guess people sometimes call me a bit of a prude. I've been called that, or Victorian, but it's something just like that. It's not nothing like serious. I mean, some people do this. And then when I was studying to write love scenes, I had to study all these sexual activity and how people get together and all this stuff. And it disturbed me, half the stuff I found. It gets weird out there. I got to the point in my life where I decided I'm never going to be able to write a love scene unless someone dies in it. Where the life? Okay, let's see. See, there's always a positive, and honestly, just because all this is he's doing now doesn't mean he's not going to at any time take the righteous path. He has an option of two paths, and if he picks the right path, it it gets healed a lot quicker. And if he does take a lighter path, you don't have to worry if he's lying or not. I'm just saying, I'm not the end all. Just because I know some information doesn't make it horrible, and I'm not, but he can always take a righteous path because that's how our free will is. And he might, maybe something will come and bite him in the ass and he's gonna go, damn, look at all I had. Maybe he'll see Jesus. I don't know. And then he'll reflect and you guys could be together again. I don't know. Who knows? But we'll see here. All right. All right. For your where life's going to be in a year, the cards gave me I like to do the past and then the future because I feel that you learn more if you do both at the same time. So I got full moon in Leo for that. And that's pretty much just like learn to be a leader type thing. And that's just signifying that. But right, the one that represents you got another Leo one, which a lot of Leo cards are good because it usually is like a major good luck one. Because Leos are supposed to be like awesome. They're like always real nice and they got their life together and everything else. But you got a new moon in Leo, which when the new moon's in Leo usually means more money's involved. So you're going to have some kind of financial success. And then your future for the next year, you got a major change happening. I feel it's going to be an engagement of some sort. But there was two before the one got you selected from two. So somebody else is going to come along while you're on your journey to getting, well, change in general. So hello, Emily. But yeah, just change in general. Yeah, when another year passes, you always get some kind of change in your life. Every day we're one day from dying. I mean, that's a lot of days. I mean, there's a lot of different cycles that happen in a year. So I it's a good change because you're gonna have more money. Your life's gonna come for full circle in a positive way. But you had two choices with love life, so you're gonna meet somebody that you like and vibe with in the meanwhile, and you have two choices in the year to come. So I guess choose wisely. I would just take my time, and since you got money coming this year, maybe whatever you're doing is doing good. If you're in school or whatever it is, that's triggering that kind of card, which is good because you're obviously doing something positive. I mean, that's up to you. I mean, they're both going to be a okay choice. It'll be equal and the same, but one you'll have to forgive, and one you could start fresh. So I guess you just make that choice. Do you want to start fresh or forgive and be with your past? I like fresh starts, but some people don't. Some people like to stay with their past that got cycled out. I mean, they're both okay. It's just whatever path is good for you. I'm more of a rebel in life. So for me, fresh start would be good, but you're not me. Sometimes some people think it's better to forgive and to fully forgive and forget and accept everything that happened. And that's something I've always had a problem with. So I picked the other because I mean, there's certain things and times I have forgiven, but forgiving is very hard because when you say it, you got to mean it. So, but both will be a positive option for you because you'll have money, and both of them prospects will have money too. So it's whatever you choose you want. But just beware that if you pick the past, you got to forgive the past. Whatever the action is, and you got to accept every single thing with that past. And it's the hardest thing to do in the world. I mean, there's people that can do it, but I don't know. It would have to be a very powerful light bringer. I feel that he's going to be the opposite of what you usually never thought you could have. He's actually going to have like muscle and be handsome. More handsome than the other. But sometimes looks really don't matter. I guess you got to pick the one that's going to, I mean, it depends. Like I said, this is your own free will. Whatever you think you're going to be happy with. I am big on independence. So I'm a very independent woman, in certain kinds of things would just aggravate me, but what some women like are more sociable, and then some are more sentimental. So character. Oh, you mean the character of the person? I can't see that. All I could tell you is I get a glimpse and that's it. I can't dig deep into just anybody's head. So, I mean, I just get little sometimes flashes and things like that, but that's what I got. He looks handsome and he looks like he has a little bit of muscle and he looks nice, but that doesn't mean nothing. I mean, he might be more horrible. I don't know. If they say the more good looking you are, the more likely women are going to be throwing themselves at these people. So he could be worse than the other one. Because you got to think of all possibilities. You just can't take the first one, and you got to analyze it and analyze your situation to what's more beneficial to you in the outcome. I mean, honestly, no one's better than anybody. So I guess you would have to say they're both equal. Because it's facetious for any of us and stuck up for us to say, saying, oh, I'm better than you because of this. We're all the same. It's just some people have taken a really bad path in life. But it's what you're willing to put up with at this point. I'm I have a lot of things I like to do at one time because I guess I'm more ambitious. That's why I keep jobs long and stuff, but not every, there's people have different qualities. So you got to think if you want to be with an ambitious person, I guess, or a free spirit, because that's the choices you're getting. The free spirit would be the new one. And V's gonna be he's gonna be very about money, and he's gonna have things together. And he's not gonna be as much fun. And this other guy's gonna be more handsome. But I'm more of a free spirit. And it's okay to be that way. It's okay to not be a free spirit also. But you gotta respect that he's not a free spirit. He's gonna be a very serious man. The other guy looks sexy and fun. I can't see that far. That's up to people that are. That's just up to the universe itself because it's too far ahead. You can only foresee. The only time you get like information about death and things that are important are only certain times in your life because sometimes it's meant to happen. But a lot of times I get it usually 6 months or a year in advance, and that's about it. That's the most advance I ever got anything. Because it messes up timelines if you think about it. Because there's time paradoxes out there, and they cross over. And if something's done in the wrong time, it messes with the paradox in some way. So I was on YouTube and they said there's something went wrong with the Hubble, that space telescope, and I didn't even. I figured, I kind of was upset about work and I needed to unwind from work, so I figured I'd come up here. And I talk to you guys because I get so tired of people that can't work all day long bothering me. Is this V going? I have no clue. I can't. That's up to both of them. So that's all free will. That's like too far in the future for me. I mean, eventually, if you guys don't get back together, he's going to find someone else. Just like my first, my first son's father. After 7 years and stuff, we split up, and it just and we did break up once or twice. Got back together, but we ended up breaking up for the third time, and it was too easy for him to break up with me, and sometimes. And he got married, but eventually he will. I mean, if you're decent looking with a good job and stuff, there's a lot of people that are willing to marry you, and eventually you're going to get married. See, I mean, I don't know. That's far in the future. There's a lot of different circumstances that can happen, but once you end a cycle, a new cycle begins, and you don't know details like this till it at least had a couple months to like go in effect, because you figure seeing into the future, you're just seeing like little specks of time, because that's all you see is specks of time as you're going through. It's pretty much what things like, and more people are more sensitive to specks of time. So it takes for time spectrum takes like at least 2 or 3 months. But yeah, I'm a very big Steve Hawking fan. If I had a hero, it would be Stephen Hawking. I really love him. And R.I.P. Stephen Hawking. He is like so amazing. I just love that he made his own wheelchair and rocked the whole entire scientific world. And he was speaking through that computer. I mean, that would be on you. Once you change one location, you rewrite things, rewrite your future. Once you change one event, if you find out, or if you think that, if you make a bad decision in a certain amount of time, if you get some kind of warning and you make a good decision, you could counteract the reaction. I mean, that's all it is to be able to see into time continuums. I mean, some mediums are only could hook up to certain frequencies. When you do scientifically and use certain kind of crystals, like I'm very specific about my crystals. I'm very specific about them. I don't like crystals that have bad currency. I don't like that. When they're literally just the currents that go through them, you feel weird about it. You always want to make sure your crystals have a good currency, because you get messages and it goes in little flashes in your head, and you can't have everything all messed up. And so I feel we all have it, and that's why they want everyone to meditate. But we all get different ones, I'm told. Because I know other people that can see different things I can't see. And some people cannot actually see death. I guess since I see the darker side of things, if you could see your mistake and change it before it takes full effect, it could turn around a lot quicker. I mean, that's the positive thing about having it, but some people don't want to They just don't want to admit when they're wrong. And it makes things really bad. It's almost like having some kind of hex or a curse until you get rid of it. So sometimes the easiest way to get rid of it is a crystal because I like the clear quartz. I feel it gives out things, but it's so clear it brings it in and it makes the energy field around you very clear. So I would suggest one of those. This a friend gave me around the eclipse. She died of cancer, but she was I want to call her Earth Witch. Like I'm more of where I can do things, but different kind of things that they can do. Like some they got woods witches, they got all kinds of them. But she gave me this, told me not to take it off. It was completely blue, and now it got really lighter since this eclipse. So I just thought that was interesting how these crystals do that. But if I get a bad vibe about a crystal, I do not have it hang around. And sometimes if you get in a position, especially purple's good for, if you get a good purple crystal, you want and you vibe with it, it will literally protect you. And it will take the energy field and change it to protection. See, I do that too, as a precaution sometimes because you get people trying to spread their drama all around you at times. And you gotta sometimes just take it out. And then you get a different result. Usually with a purple stone, we'll do that. But sometimes I wear a lot of different stones. But I would recommend crystal. And like I said, if it doesn't give you a good vibe or whatever, just not might not be the crystal for you. But it doesn't mean it's a bad crystal. It just might not be the one that kind of calls to you. I kind of think of crystals as pets. You can't really, like, if you have a really good crystal, once you have it, it's good to pass over ownership. I think you would know. My mother was one, and she passed away, and I got stronger after she died. But you kind of know when you're younger. I mean, you can't just sit there and be like, I'm gonna go be a witch, and it's that's it. One day I didn't pay no attention. I did not care. I went to school. I'd been to college. I figured it was more important to work than anything else. And one day I didn't think I had anything, and one day it came to me. Kind of like the priests. They say that because I grew up Catholic, they told me when you get a calling from God, it's literally like your body calls, and that's all you want to be. And I've heard this from priests and stuff, so I would think it'd be something like that, and something like that happens at a certain kind of level when this happens. Usually it's experience. Usually it's experience that kind of triggers things. So, and I didn't think nothing of it. And then one day I just woke up and I seen things, and I was like, okay, did my did the X make me lose my every brain cell? So if anything, it was horrible, and you would know because you would be going. Eventually, at some point in your life, you would go through this. Sometimes sometimes it can be very exhausting. It's not. Everybody says it's a gift, but it's can be very exhausting. It's more relaxing to write or listen to music, which is a rule that I really wish YouTube would just let me go around recommended music during live stream. Just a bunch of artists that don't care if you play a little bit of their songs, specific ones. Why you're live streaming? I mean, I don't see the harm in this, but right now this is a rule, so it kind of sucks because I would like to have some witch music on. They have it on YouTube, and it's really actually sounds cool. It's like they have incredible singers. It's almost like opera. I think it is opera, but it's like orchestral, whatever. But it's a high end stuff. And if you want to go Catholic for some high end stuff, it's Gregorian chant. Oh my God. I like their song, and these are monks chanting. And I like the Four Horsemen, probably because of the Catholic background. Even if I change faiths, I have always found the story of the Four Horsemen so captivating. It's one of the, I don't know, for some reason, Revelation with the seven headed dragon, in between the Four Horsemen, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And and the stories are very interesting, and it always vibed with me, I guess. But I do, and I find it interesting. Most tattoos are in palms from the Bible. If you see someone with a shit ton of tattoos, there's some kind of saying from palms in the Bible on their body. I just find it interesting. So that means, I guess, people, even in their darkest moment, want a message of hope on them. I guess that proves the theory. I would think. So, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think it's beautiful. Even you see drug addicts and just people going through bad times, and they'll have all these tattoos, but they'll have something of a prayer on them. So I guess they can't be the most horrible people. If you're going to put a passage of the Bible on your body, you're there somewhere. So I don't know. But I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm gonna go on like a pee break and stuff. So, and then I'm probably gonna come back on because I'm gonna try to get 2 streams done today before the husband gets home. So I'll probably today I really am gonna try to come back for 20 minutes. But I enjoyed all of your guys' conversation, and you made me forget about my shitty day at work. I know I shouldn't complain, but sometimes they aggravate me to the point where I just want to just. I feel I look at windows, I want to jump out of them. Thank God that you can't get out of our windows. It gets to be one of these days. Oh, you're very welcome. I enjoy having this conversation about V. I never had a sister. I'm an only child here. So I find this kind of conversation interesting. So don't take anything I say personally, please. I'm just, that's why I say it's from my perspective, but you seem very sweet and nice and bubbly. You're like the complete opposite of me. So things that I would think is a good idea would not be a good idea for you. I would have to just literally tell you the path of the other road, because what I would do would be probably horrific, and he would never date for 10 years. because sometimes I get angry and then I talk with all kinds of intelligence. I don't say one bad word, but what I say usually makes people change their life. This is what happens all the time. So, and I'm not trying to come across like that. So, I am gonna try to make it because I want to smoke a bowl and do all that. And I figure it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. No, wait a minute. What is today? Today is Tuesday. So he should be gone to work and hopefully like 8 o'clock. Then I'll have a little extra time because then he has all kinds of illegal stuff going that I can't. I get hit with everything. If they even since he's a streamer himself, even though it's not on YouTube, it gets flagged. Every single time it gets flagged. So I literally, even if he's just talking and stuff, a lot of time he's on Twitch just streaming. And for some reason I get in trouble with that. And then on top of that, he's on YouTube listening to booty shaking music and all kinds of rap. And there's no control over this. She reaches out. You know, you are a very sweet man. Oh, thank you. But you are a very sweet man. Honestly, I want to say just maybe trying not to be nice, but try not to be a total pushover at the same time. Maybe that's the only thing you can do to get a reaction out of her. But if the more of a pushover you are, sometimes they could take advantage of that. That certain it sounds like she's playing mind games. So if she's playing mind games with you, you kind of want to just keep an offensive advantage, but be nice about it at the same time. So if you want to text her, just unblock her and just say you want to be civil and just end it there and don't, but you can't take anything she says to heart either. If she says that she's with another guy, you can't be angry about that one either if you're opening up the floodgates to this. So that would be the problem. So I mean, I don't know what your situation is and like in that area. I don't know. She could have. I mean, there's a lot of could haves and would haves in the here. But I would just literally just say you want to be civil and just let that be the last text and see what happens. And maybe she'll come around. It's going to have one or the other reaction. You're going to get a really nasty text or a good text. Because nobody does that these days. Everybody has no manners. Nobody. And they do a lot of things that are very disrespectful. So, and she is being kind of disrespectful. So, the only way to get around someone that's disrespectful is to do that. Take the upper hand, be the bigger person, and literally just tell her you want to be civil with you. And if she doesn't, she's just not going to be. And then you know. But then you got to live with it, might be you're not getting back together. So I guess it comes down to what you can handle. Because you're going through a lot right now. And if you throw too much on yourself, it's not going to be good for you. You might want to just kind of do it in increments. So I would just do the text and see what happens, and just don't text her no more. But I feel she's gonna text you though. So, but I'll see you guys in probably a half hour. Now that I don't feel like I'm half dead in the run, I'm actually feeling better. But thank you. You guys put me in a better mood. She told me she wants to be with me. We're going to work things out. Well, is she still seeing you every day? Oh, well, I'll think about it while I'm on my break, okay? I'll try to think of another tactic for you to try to get her to. You haven't seen her since Sunday. Well, today's Tuesday. Maybe she was working. She could have a lot of things on her mind, too. Maybe just send her a text and just tell her, you've been thinking about her. But I wouldn't get too nasty about it just to see if she really was busy at work. Because I get busy at work all the time, so you're welcome. Let me know if it works. I always was told by other guys it's better to be vague and polite to get, then this way it's one, you didn't do anything bad, you're just trying to get information. But just try one vague and very polite text and see what you get. So, but I'm going to try to be back in a half hour. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you for being in the live stream. I appreciate it. I'm getting more hopping these days.